Now, the National Assembly has transmitted the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. This was after both chambers of the National Assembly approved the Conference Committee report on the bill. In the report, both chambers of the National Assembly empowered the Independent National Electoral Commission to determine the best mode to transmit election results. The Electoral Commission will now have the power to decide how to transmit election results, either electronically or manually. Let's broaden this out by speaking with Public Affairs Analyst Yemi Saka, who is with me in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC News.
Nice to be here.
One thing that kept springing up, in this whole debate has been the direct primary. Some are saying, no, let us have indirect primaries, according to the Benue State Governor, saying, no, I want indirect primaries. But then others are saying it is direct primaries. Why do you think this is generating a lot of debates?
Well, I think because it's all about the control of the party, or probably to decide your destiny, or have your destiny in your hands. It now becomes a popularity contest, and it probably reduce the imports or the influence of money in getting party tickets or nominations. But we have to tell ourselves the truth. I think the National Assembly, in my own opinion, went a step beyond their bounds. I don't think they have the right to legislate to political parties how they should produce their flag bearers for any position. I read through section 221 to 225 of the 1999 Constitution,
right,
about political parties and what have you. In fact, the Constitution empowers INEC to ensure that political parties elect national officers democratically, periodically. I didn't see where it's stated that the INEC has the power to dictate to political parties how they produce candidates for different elections. So, the National Assembly is just giving us, they're probably going to eat up the polity, because a lot of politicians will go to court, and we can expect to go as high as the Supreme Court. And if that happens, we might have issue of having another series of staggered elections. For me,
well, this is going through the National Assembly, and they are in charge of amending our laws.
Yeah,
for the president to assent.
They didn't amend the Constitution; they're amending the Electoral Act. And what every act of National Assembly or laws enacted by National Assembly is subject to whatever authority of the Constitution. And if it runs contrary to any provision of the Constitution, the provision of the Constitution stands, to the extent of the contradiction. So why are we bringing this upon ourselves? If you think you want that to happen, amend the Constitution and insert it there. It becomes a norm. And let's get realistic here. INEC, in fact, the country, sorry for my choice of word, is broke at the moment. It's going to cost INEC so much to conduct indirect primaries. And now I listened to somebody, a senator from...
You mean to conduct direct primaries?
To conduct direct primaries for the political parties, because how do you deploy ad hoc staffs across, the polling units and what have you. And this is it's open to all members of the political parties. So how do you vet the register? That is one. Then how do you decide the mode, the venue, and the dates? So that means if for instance, now if you want to have a direct primaries for, let's say, any party to produce a presidential candidate, it has to go state by state.
Are you concerned about how much it's going to cost us? Or are you not concerned about how to deepen our democratic values?
Well,
because that is the argument some people are putting forth.
If you want to deepen democratic values, you shouldn't take away the rights of political parties, the right to decide how they want to practice their internal democracy.
Now, the political parties are for the people.
Yeah.
And don't you think if the people are not allowed to participate directly in choosing who is representing them, then we are not practicing democracy, so to speak? But
let's get this straight. Direct primaries is going to involve members of political parties, card-carrying members of political parties, not the public. So if I don't have a problem, if I don't have any business with either PDP, APC, HAPGA, what have you, I won't participate in their direct primaries. What I'm concerned about is what Nigerians would love to see, and every climb, sensible climb, is to want to see the mandates, the manifesto and the campaign promises and the performance of the candidates at different platforms and what have you, to make their choice. Not that they want to be involved in the primaries that produce such candidates. Well, a candidate might be fantastic, might be popular, but might not have the intellectual capacity or the political will, or even believe in the programs of his parties, of his political parties. So why are we bothering ourselves with how you choose a candidate? If so far I can produce somebody or nominate somebody or elect somebody that could come forward and defend or probably execute your political agenda, fine, fantastic.
I so wish that we talk about these so far. But then, in a nutshell, do you think the president will assent to this bill?
Well, I would love him to, but another thing we should look at is this. That when the National Assembly will now decide that it's up to INEC to decide how they want to transmit results.
Either electronically,
it's a great disservice to Nigerians at this time, and we should have gone beyond. And that's this one part or one phase of the electoral process that brings about contentions and disputes. If these guys really want to serve Nigerians, they know what to do. President Muhammadu Buhari, as a president, could decide to put assent to the bill or not. At least we have a lot of bills gathering dust on at his table. So if he signs, fantastic. If he doesn't sign, I won't be surprised.
All right. Well, the buck actually stops on the president's table, so we'll see what he's going to do afterwards. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Public Affairs Analyst Yemi Saka.
You're welcome.